Most people think you need to be a graphic designer to sell digital products on Etsy. I am living proof that this is not true, okay? Trust anything from this video, that is not true. This year alone, I've made over $44,000 in revenue by selling Canva templates, okay? Are you kidding me? In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how I did it, step by step, so you can see what actually works in 2025. I'll cover how I picked my niche, how I made products that sell, what I learned about Etsy SEO, how I priced my shop, and finally, how I scaled without burning out. I'll give you real numbers, the mistakes, and the lessons I wish someone told me when I was first starting out. Step 1, choosing a niche. When I first thought about selling digital products, I was wanting to make everything and anything under the sun. Wedding invites, planners, resumes, Instagram templates, journals, the list goes on, okay? But here's what I learned really quickly. If you try to make everything, you really end up making nothing. The key was finding a niche with constant demand. For me, that was business templates. Businesses will always need tools, social media graphics, marketing kits. The key to these is they're not seasonal, they're not trendy, they're evergreen products. This is where I honestly feel like most people trip up, either chase trends that fizzle out in 3 months, or they stay way too broad and never really niche down a little bit. What worked for me was thinking about products as tools, all right? Who uses them? What problems do they solve? My templates to save people time. That's the key here, okay? When you're choosing a niche, don't just think, what's pretty? Think, what saves someone time or money? If you solve that problem, you'll always have a customer. Now, step 2, creating products that don't actually suck. My first Canva templates honestly were so embarrassing and they were so simple, and I thought, who would actually want to buy this from me? But here's the reality, people, all right? People aren't buying art, they're buying their time back, all right? Kind of what I was mentioning previously, people want everything just to be done for them, so they don't have to worry about any of the in-between steps. That's the biggest mindset shift I had, all right? The design doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, simple often wins. Most customers don't want to edit 50 layers in Canva, they just want something clean and easy. So I kind of tested this with the first batch of templates. Some flopped, obviously, some sold really well, and then I realized the difference was usability. Templates that were easy to edit, drag and drop friendly, and came with clear instructions, those sold way faster, all right? So if you're starting out, don't waste weeks trying to make the most perfect, flawless design. Get something useful out there, collect feedback, and improve as you go. My best-selling products today looks nothing like my first set of products I released. It's evolved through sales, reviews, imperfections, and in isolation. Now let's talk about the piece that actually kind of made my shop take off is Etsy SEO. I'm gonna be real with you. My first month, I listed products and thought, why is no one buying? The truth, I was invisible, and SEO is the difference between making $0 and making $1,000 a month. The breakthrough was realizing that Etsy is a matchmaking machine. People type in exactly what they want, and its job is to pair them with exactly its closest match. So if your listing doesn't really correlate with what they're looking for, nobody's gonna find your product. So that's when I switched from broad keywords like Instagram templates to hyper-specific ones like skincare Instagram templates, or Instagram story templates for realtors, or marketing materials for social media managers. Guess what, all right? I didn't just get more clicks, I got more conversions, because if a realtor is typing that in, they're ready to buy that ASAP. So here's the key takeaway. Stop chasing giant keywords with millions of competitors. Own a handful of very specific niches and your shop will actually move, all right? Think of it like this. I'd rather rank number 1 for 5 micro niches than sit on page 17 of just one big giant one. Now, step 4 is gonna be my pricing strategy. Pricing is another thing people tend to overthink. My strategy was kind of simple. Start low, then raise. In the beginning, I priced my templates at around $5 to $7, not because that's what they were worth, but because I needed reviews. Reviews are literally currency on Etsy. Once people see a shop with like 5-star reviews, they trust it and they want to buy from you. After I had some momentum, I raised my prices from like $12 to $15. And the crazy part is my sales didn't slow down. In fact, they actually increased. That's when I learned that people often equate price with quality. So here's my advice. Don't get stuck thinking you have to be the cheapest shop to be competitive. Price based on the value you're serving for your customer. If you're giving them a tool that saves them 3 hours of work, chances are they are going to buy it. I promise you, just play with your prices a little bit, start low, and then if you feel like it's ready for an increase, just follow suit. Step 5, scaling without the burnout. This last step is the one that saved me from quitting. In the beginning, I thought growth meant more and more and more and putting out all these different types of products, and I just realized that this is not scalable and is a detriment to my mental health. But what is scalable is building systems. What I mean by that is I would set aside a weekend a month where I would design about 4 to 6 templates at once. That way my shop always looked fresh, but I really wasn't glued to my my computer 24/7. The other part of scaling my shop was recognizing the Pareto principle. 20% of my products drove 80% of my revenue. So once I kind of identified which products those were, I doubled down on making variations and add-ons instead of reinventing the wheel. Scaling isn't about doing more, it's about being smarter. And I truly feel like this is what took my business from a side hustle to a full-on business model to make $44,000 in revenue a year and still counting. So that's how I did it, folks. Pretty easy, pretty simple. 5 steps: niche down, create usable products, master Etsy SEO, price strategically, and scale without burnout. And if you take anything away from this video, let it be this: digital products are not about being a designer, they're about solving problems, saving people time, and understanding how to position your products so buyers actually find them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you found this video useful, drop a like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what digital product you plan on selling next.